Alright, hey guys, welcome to my Blades of Fire walkthrough for this opening area. So I'm going to be starting off from right when you can really start exploring the world. You're going to encounter a lot of these grunts, and pretty much all of them can be taken out with the heavy attack of your starting polearm. So really try to get those heavy attacks in, because you'll really be able to take these guys out easy. If you come up to the left here, you're going to have one of these weapon statues, and if you show the weapon they're holding to them, they'll give you a piece of that weapon type to craft with. And then if we come up to the right here, there's a chest up those stairs. And now we're going to continue down this kind of middle way that we find in this city. It's a pretty big, kind of densely packed area, kind of like Resident Evil Village or something. It's quite small, but very dense with things to do. So we're going to go down this middle road and then hug right here, take this guy out, and climb up these stairs. Now we can enter this building, but we're not going to right away. We're actually going to hug the right side and go over this bridge, take out these guards right here, and then behind these barrels there's a chest we can grab, and then we'll head into the building and drop down into this barn area. There's going to be a couple more guys we can take out here, and then there's going to be some doors we can open to make this kind of a checkpoint, easier place to get through. So we grab this chest here, and then when we open this door, we're going to find ourselves in that center like courtyard that we started at, right over there. And if we open a door in the back of this barn, we'll come out to this kind of lake area, and we're going to have a water elemental. These guys can be kind of tricky. They can be pretty armored up, so you kind of have to pick and choose which areas of them you attack. So we'll take him out, and then if we go left, there's another one of these weapon statues, and then if we also continue right, there's also another weapon statue. And then if we keep going right up this hill, we're going to have a couple enemies and another chest with a stamina gem. Now just make sure to break kind of barrels and stuff, because they'll always have resources for you. Now we're going to go back to that middle area that we initially entered, and then continue down that to the bridge. When we cross that, we hit this forge here, and then we'll go to the back of the area where there's this cart, and there's going to be a troll in there. These trolls are kind of like the main boss of this demo. They're pretty tough to take down. They've got a lot of different attacks, and once you deplete their kind of initial health bar, you can chop off the head, but they're not dead then, and then they keep flailing around, so you're going to have to be careful of that. It's a pretty cool fight. And then at the troll, there's a gate we can't open yet. But if we go a bit to the left, there's going to be another one of these weapon statues behind a house. And then on this kind of cliff edge, there's going to be a couple enemies, and then a chest in this house with a stamina upgrade. And if we go back to that forge that we hit, there's going to be a chest in between where we just were and that forge. And then if we continue down the bridge there, we'll get back to the starting area. So it kind of loops around on that cliff edge. And then at this building, behind these logs, there's this entryway into this building. We're going to have one of these assassin enemies that can be pretty tricky. But in here, we've got another weapon statue, and then you can open up these side doors to just make it easier to get in. We can kick down this ladder, and we're going to get ourselves a chest with a kind of a forging upgrade. And these let you enhance the weapons you craft of a specific type. So like it'll make your great swords or hammers better. And we open up a door down there, and now we're on this lower cliff side of this village. We're going to hit that forge. If you hug left, there's this kind of ghost lady. Not really sure what she does yet. And then if we go right, we're going to be on a dry lake bed right where that forge inside the village is. So we crawl through this grate. If you go up that tower, it's also a way up, but the grate's going to be right next to this lever that we can pull off and place it on the gate where the troll was. And we open this gate. There's going to be guards that are pretty heavily armored, so you're going to want to switch to the polearm if you aren't already using it, this big club. We'll head down. There's going to be some more guards, and then a forge here at this really cool like cliffside. And there's going to be this Mayhem Warmonger mini-boss. They can be pretty tanky, and they pack a really big punch. So what kind of helps is to forge a new weapon. I did a spear. The spears are really quick and got good range and do a lot of damage. So it makes it much easier to take this guy down. As you can just see like the damage we're going to do compared to the polearm or the spear or the sword is a lot better, because we're going to be hitting green damage numbers instead of orange or red, because they're weak to the piercing type of the spear. Don't jump down here, but you'll interact with that thing on the wall. I think that's to continue the story once you're in the main game. But we can't do anything there at the moment. So we'll go back to that cliffside forge and go down there. We'll take out another warmonger and some guards. There's this kind of like lore statue you can interact with. And then instead of going through that gate, we'll go left down here. There's going to be another weapon statue with a couple of guards. And then if you hug the water's edge here, there's going to be this little secret cave with another troll. But he's got some skeleton buddies here that you have to be careful of. So take those guys out, along with the troll. Take him out here. And then we've got a chest inside here with a health upgrade. And now we can continue back up to that door. And we can go left or right here in this lower area. We're going to start by going right. Take out some assassins here. There's also going to be a lot of skeletons or undeads. We have this cursed paladin we can find, but we need their name to free them. So then we'll keep going right into this cave here. One more troll to take down. There's 3 in the demo, I believe. We'll take him out. We'll grab our last health upgrade, which will now complete, and we'll get a upgraded health. We'll see it refilled there and give me more max health. And then we'll keep going down this right edge, and we'll hit this anvil, and then we'll go down to that tree there. This will tell us the name of that paladin, so we'll go free him. But first, there's one more ghost lady here we can grab. So now we'll go back to that paladin. The boy will say some forger speak, and then you can grab this blue gem. Not really sure what it does, but yeah. And then if we hug to the left side instead, or we kind of loop around, we'll find another guard outpost with another warmonger. We can take him out, and we'll find a chest with an armor dye, so it lets you change how you look. This one kind of gives you yellow pants and like kind of darker sleeves, as you can see here. And then we've got one more weapon statue that if you have the weapon they're holding, you'll get a part for that weapon. And if we just go back to that forge we were at, we can interact with that door. It gives us our last cutscene, and then that's going to be the end of the demo. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little guide of that area. It's pretty densely packed. It's cool. I hope the rest of the game kind of continues in this level design, because it could be very neat. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one.